Hi, knitters. So good to see you. Good to be back. I haven't podcasted in a while. This is my microphone, by the way. I found that if I put it right here, the sound is better. So anyway, welcome to the Knitty McPurly podcast. I'm Devin Ventry. You can find me online as Knitty McPurly, and I'm on Instagram as Knitty McPurly. I'm going to do this podcast a little bit differently than I normally do it. Many of you probably know that I was diagnosed with breast cancer in October, which is a funny story. Let me tell you about that. So I'm going to talk about the cancer first, in case, my non-knitting friends and family want to see this part. And then I'm going to go on to sewing and knitting and some crochet. It's going to be a lot of fun. So thank you as always for joining me. If you're new, thank you for joining me. Please subscribe, all the YouTube-y stuff. Okay, so I was diagnosed with breast cancer on October 22nd. It's 2020, of course, because 2020. It's currently December 17th, I think. And the funny thing about that day is that it's my husband's birthday, and he was gone all day because his uncle died, who lived in Alabama, and he and his dad got up at like 4 a.m. and flew to Alabama for the funeral and then flew back in the same day. So it was my husband's birthday. He spent it at a funeral, and on his way home, he got a call from his wife saying that she has cancer. It was not his best birthday, for sure. Definitely not. So anyway, that was October, and I had a bilateral mastectomy on November 20th. So today is actually, it's been 4 weeks since my surgery. Today is Friday, and my surgery was on a Friday. That was hard. I watched a lot of YouTube videos of just people talking about their experience, and I found those to be extremely helpful. I kind of feel like the experiences, while different people experience it differently, it's hard for everybody, and it's painful, and the recovery takes a long time. I had drains in for 3 weeks, which was rough. Getting those out, you feel like a new person when your drains come out. So yeah, I happen to have the most amazing friends under the sun. They brought me food and sent me messages and would bring me coffee and flowers, and they'd send me gifts. I mean, just amazing, amazing friends. I actually, I got this bracelet. Let's see if you can see it. It says, "Nobody fights alone." And I got a bunch of these. If you are a friend of mine, a close friend, I didn't buy a million of them, but if you're one of my very close friends, I got some of these for my closest friends, because I can't tell you how much I appreciate all the help that they gave me. They were truly, truly amazing. They brought us dinner all the time. Anyway, so I did have reconstruction. You can't really tell because I'm always wearing a cowl, but I look pretty normal from the outside as of for right now. Because my cancer was stage 1, grade 2, there was also a lot of pre-cancer, which is why they had to take out everything. But it turns out that it was, once they get all that stuff and they test it, they realized that it was pretty aggressive. And so I was also going to need the chemotherapy, which I'm taking what comes. Whatever comes is what I get. I told God he can have what he wants, and I'm just along for the ride. So that's the story with that. There are days where I'm super joyful in spite of, and then there are days where it kind of hits me and I'm like a deer in headlights. But anyway, my chemotherapy is going to start in January. They have me on 2 different drugs, both of which have tox in the name of them. i.e. poison. But that's what chemotherapy is. Chemotherapy is like an umbrella term that describes a whole ton of different cancer-fighting drugs. So it's not one thing. It's a whole bunch of different things. The kind that I am getting is the standard breast cancer ones, and they make your hair fall out, and you get nauseous and tired and all the normal stuff that you expect. Some people get more side effects than others. Knowing myself, I'm probably going to get them all. I hope I don't, but if I do, it's okay. I just am sensitive to pain, and I feel pain more than I think other people do. Like, I've heard people say things like, yeah, I was in labor and I didn't even really know it. And I'm like, when I was in labor, I thought I was going to die from the pain. Like, I thought, this is going to kill me. I've never made it through without the epidural. I went the furthest with my youngest child, who filmed a segment with me already, and I'll stick that in at the end. And I thought the pain was going to kill me. That's how bad it was. So I think I'm probably going to experience the full gamut of that. With regard to the hair loss, this is my hair. I still have all my regular hair. Chemo hasn't started yet. I feel really bad for these women who have this long, thick, gorgeous hair who have to lose their hair. That breaks my heart because you can tell how sad it is for them. My hair's not that great. Like, I don't love it. It's just, frankly, my husband and I went wig shopping and I got a wig that I like better than my hair. So I'm not sad about losing my hair. That said, when women's hair starts to fall out, and because a lot of people wait because you go about 2 weeks into your first treatment before the hair starts to fall out, and they pull it out and just sob, like on YouTube. They're pulling it out and just crying. And I am like, I don't want any part of that at all. I want to go in, and you lose hair everywhere. Your whole self loses hair. So I am going to go into my first treatment with no hair because I don't want to lose any hair. I just want to go in completely bald so that I don't have to have that experience of the hair falling out. Also, I think it would make a mess, and I don't like messes. So that's where we are with that. But I'm at peace with it. I understand that it's coming. We're going to preempt it. I already, have the things I need for it, and I'll be showing those because some of them I sewed and some of them I crocheted. Feeling kind of proud of myself. And then after chemo, I do have 2 more surgeries. So it's a lot of stuff. I am still working because that's what I do. I can't. It would make me depressed to not be working while I'm doing this. On the bad days, I won't work. But while I can, I am. I'm going to be talking about my Christmas nativity because I realize I don't think I've shown that on a podcast. So I wanted to show you that and about how big it is and whatnot. I also wanted to talk about this cowl and the sweater too. This is the Canyon Cardigan, and I love this sweater. I wear this sweater all the time. I have a couple things to say about it. Is that all I have to say about cancer? That's all I have to say about cancer. So if you came here just for cancer, thank you so much. I'm going to talk about knitting now. So this sweater is designed by me. You can find it on my website. It is a kind of cocoon style sweater. The thing that throws people about this is the back of it is knit first. It's knit like this, up and down across, like this. You knit the back of it like that. And then you pick up stitches across the top, and then you knit a panel. Then you fold it over and you stitch this seam right here, and then you pick up the sleeves and knit them. So it's not difficult if you understand it, and there are diagrams in the pattern that show you how to do it. But this is probably the pattern that I receive the most questions about. So if you are interested in knitting this and you need a tutorial video or just an email or whatever, send me an email, devin@knittymcpurly.com, and I will help you. But I wear this sweater a lot, and honestly, one of the reasons I wear it a lot is because you can see more pictures of this on my website. And also I have since adjusted the sleeves. So this originally is knit with long sleeves with a thumb hole, but I found that I didn't like that because of my life is busy and I'm doing dishes and I'm homeschooling and the sleeves just got in my way. I don't live that life. So I ended up just ripping them back and re-knitting a little cuff on the end. And this is much better for me. So I think the reason that I wear this sweater so much, and I have this clipped with the sewing clip right here. These are super handy. They clip super well. And then I just wear this over it. The reason I think I wear this so much is because of the color. I thought about wearing my Potomac cardigan, but it was just too much blue and gray because my shirt is blue. And so I went with this because it was bright and cheerful. So yeah, pink can be neutral too. I also want to talk about this pattern because this is a single skein project. This is probably my most worn knit. I wear this thing all the time. It's gray and it goes with everything. It's small. It's easy to wear under a vest or a coat. It's warm. Takes one skein of yarn. It does have cables, lace. Does it have lace? I made this a while ago. Maybe it doesn't have lace, but it has a really interesting cable with some garter stitch detail and bobbles. So it's super fun to make. I wear it all the time. I need more single skein cowl projects in my repertoire because I just wear them all the time. This is called the Williamsburg cowl. This is available on my website if you're interested in that. The Canyon cardigan, and I forgot to tell you, this Nobody Fights Alone bracelet, I got it on Etsy. I did as much of my Christmas shopping on Etsy and other small sites like that, like my site or, something similar to that as possible. Because I just, like so many other people, I just wanted to shop small. I want the small business owners to be the ones who, that's where my dollars are going. Every now and then, like my child would want a certain toy, and so I'd get it on Amazon. You can't buy Nerf guns on on Etsy. But yeah, so let's talk knitting. Okay, to be quite honest, it's been a long time since I've podcasted, and these two sweaters have come out since then. I don't remember if I talked about them or not, so I'm just going to briefly talk about them right now. This is the Audrey Sweater. It has a wide kind of boat neckline, a generous sleeve, and it's like, it's not cropped. I mean, you can knit yours however you want to. You can knit it longer if you want to. It's not cropped. It hits right at the hip bone. Yeah, but this looks great with something under it or, with a skirt that comes up a little bit higher or something high-waisted. I bought a pair of high-waisted jeans specifically to try with this, and they look like total mom jeans on me. It was like any pooch that exists, which does exist. It was completely obvious. I feel like the only people who can wear high-waisted pants are people who are either very slim or maybe if the pants were such that they tugged you in enough, and these maybe didn't, the ones that I got. I don't know, but they did not work for me. I still wear them because I like them in general. I just don't let the top show. I just wear something long over top of them. The second sweater is the Awaken sweater. This is the most intricate thing I have designed because it has lace, color work, bobbles. Does it have bobbles? Gosh, you can tell it's been a while that I've made something. Yeah, it has some bobbles right here. Not a lot of bobbles, just a little bit. But I love how it kind of ties into the sleeve and the bottom. I go into a lot of detail in this pattern. Again, this is called Awaken, and this one is called Audrey. I'll talk about that a little bit more in a minute. I talk about fitting this sweater a lot in the pattern because if you want the lace to open up, you're going to want to knit it with negative ease, meaning tighter, the measurements are smaller than your body measurements. If you want to wear it drapey, which in my humble opinion, I think I like better, this fits me with negative ease. This is kind of a small sweater, you can see. This fits me with negative ease, and I actually like the way it fits my daughter better. I have pictures of both in the pattern, so you can decide what size to make. This is a fingering weight sweater in two colors. This is Tuscan Knits in her Woke colorway and Echo Chamber colorway. She, I think, is on a break right now because of Christmas and, not being in her house. But she had kits and she may have them again. I don't know. But if you're interested in that, Tuscan Knits. And this is the fuzz base. She's also got the fife base, I think, which is a little bit softer. This one is kind of a hard wearing yarn. Did I talk about this before? I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself. It's been a while. So the Audrey Sweater was named after Audrey Hepburn. And that was because I put out on Instagram, like, what do you think of the sweater? What should we call it? And so many people said it reminded them of Audrey Hepburn. And so I started doing some research into the stuff that she wore. And I actually have 2, maybe 3 more sweaters coming out in an Audrey Hepburn collection. So my plan is to put them out one at a time. And then once they're all done, to kind of have them as a collection if you wanted to get all of them. So I have a lot of whips, works in progress. I have many of those. Let me show you. This is the second sweater in the Audrey collection, and it is in progress. It is a turtleneck with puffy sleeves. What's that? Oh, that's just nothing. It's got puffy sleeves. Now it's not quite done yet. It's still on the needles. Oh wait, no, this isn't. This is just rolled up because it's not blocked or anything. So this is also, just like a waist length sweater. Now, I wanted to have longer sleeves, and this sleeve is still on the needles. But this is all the yarn that I have left. This is from 29 Bridges. It's the color called, I think, Charcoal in Merino DK. Now, this is a hand-dyed yarn, so you might be thinking, well, geez, Devin, didn't you alternate skeins like a normal person would? Yes, I did. I did alternate skeins, and let me tell you what I did here. I don't like alternating skeins because it's annoying. And here I've got some pretty good light, so I feel like you get a pretty good idea. So what I did, and you can tell, like if you look really closely, but I think if you weren't looking for it, you wouldn't notice. What I did was I would knit with one skein, and then as I got close to the end of it, I would start alternating with the new skein. And so I'd have, maybe 10 rows of alternating, and then I would just go into the new skein. Now this is Madeline Tosh vintage, and this I did not alternate skeins. And you see, this is really good light. You can see if you look that these are, not exactly the same. But if you're knitting with something that's so saturated like this, you can get away with alternating skeins just toward the end of the ball. So the reason I'm on hold is because I needed one more skein of yarn, and I asked Mary, if she would send me one. And she mailed it like 2 weeks ago. USPS is struggling right now. So I check it every day to see where it is, and every day it says in transit. But I know she mailed it a while ago, and it's just not made it to me yet. So anyway, this one I'm going to call Go Lightly, after Holly Golightly in Breakfast at Tiffany's, which I need to watch again. I've seen it before, but it's been a really long time. Another sweater that I have planned, Mary, I ordered a bunch of stuff from Mary. I'm very excited. She's sending me some yarn to make that, and that is going to be a fingering weight held double with a mohair. So that's exciting. I'm very excited about that one. Now this one I cast on, this next one I'm about to show you, I cast on a whim. I love this type of yarn where it's black and white. It looks like that twine, that you tie stuff up with, like packages. This is from Brooklyn Tweed. This is Shelter, the worsted one. And this color is called Newsprint. And I have a lot of it, which is great. I bought it on sale. Somebody was having a huge sale on, like 30% off. And I got a whole ton of it. So Audrey Hepburn wore a lot of black and white, not like this, but she had a black and white striped t-shirt that's very iconically her. And I wanted to try making something that was very feminine, very plain, black and white. It's going to be different because her, it was a striped t-shirt, and I'm going to get this. But I went with this design, and I'm not 100% confident in it yet. I need to get a little further. So this has like a delicate ribbed top. Where am I here? And the increases are yarn overs. They're lace, and it has a puffed sleeve. And I haven't gotten to the sleeves yet. Like, this is just as far as I got. That's the puff sleeve, and this is the neckline here. Sleeve is puffed. It's going to be very plain. I need to finish it. Oh, and in the back, it has a button closure here. I'm going to do a loop with a button closure because I think that's extra feminine. I need to get further on it and decide, because I think this is going to be something I wear a lot. I think I'm going to wear this a lot. It's very lightweight because Brooklyn tweed is very lightweight. I'm just not sure if it fits in that collection yet. So that's where that is. I have the yarn to finish it. It's very easy, like all of these sweaters are. They're mostly stockinette with a little bit of ribbing or garter, and they're just very easy knits and basic. Like, I love basics because you can put them with anything. I love a sweater like this. It's all backwards, you know. A sweater like this is a statement piece. This is a statement piece. This is a basic. So I love them both. But lately I've super been into basics, and that's kind of what I'm working on now. Something else that's coming up is, do you guys remember, I think it was in my last podcast, I had this light blue skein of yarn from Bigfoot Fibers, and I was just raving about it. I talked about how I carried it around the house, and I just loved it so much. Well, since then, Sheila of Bigfoot Fibers and I have collaborated on a project. And let me show you. I sent her, I said, I want that yarn because it is amazing. It's a single ply. I don't have the fiber content right here, but I'll put it on the screen. It's a single ply, and it's just amazing. So I sent her some mood boards, and I was like, these are the colors that I want. And she was very patient with me because I kind of honed my ideas behind the scenes. And so we went through a couple of iterations of it, but she was wonderful. She was very patient with me. But let me show you the colors that we came up with. I've got great lighting going on in here, so this one is not, it's hard to see, but this is like, do you hear the Wookiee? That's my husband's text tone. He and Wookiees have a lot in common. So it's tough to see here, but there you go. You can see there's some speckles. It's like a light mauvey gray with mauve speckles. Oh, it's so beautiful. But there aren't a lot of speckles. They're sparse. And then there is a gold. So these three together, there is a gold. Come on. And then there is a like Confederate blue gray. So these three colors are our collaboration. She has dyed up a couple sets of these for me, not a huge amount. So if you like them, follow me and follow when I put them up. Also, this is super fancy yarn. So it is a little more expensive than some other fingering weight yarn. So if you are on a budget, you can use any yarn you want. You can use yarn from your stash. That's free. But if you like these colors and you want to try out this amazing yarn type, then I will have these colors in that kit. Unfortunately, I am in the middle of a row and I'm knitting my prototype. Now this is interesting because let me show you. So this has stripes, garter, and a really awesome texture pattern that is so fun to work. The reason, it's a long story about this shawl. I'm going to call it Empyrean because it's sky colors, basically. And Empyrean is a word that refers to like the highest heavens. So I just love the sky color quality of it. You'll see better pictures of it later, like I said. So this pattern is going to be out in January at some time with the kit. I'm considering, and I probably will put the pattern up for free while the kit is for sale, so that you can get just the pattern for free if you want, and if you want, you can get the kit with it. In the kit, I'm not sure exactly what it's going to include yet. I have time to think about it, but Yeah, that's coming out hopefully January. Like I said, the post office is clogged up and I don't have the yarn yet. So, and my shawl isn't done yet anyway. So, anyway, I'm working on that. So, when I found out that I had cancer, I kind of went crazy with knitting and I knit a couple of hats. This is my Everywhere hat, which is a free pattern on my website. I think it's on the front page right now. You can see it's a little bit slouchy. This pattern is free because this hat is available everywhere, hence the name, the Everywhere hat. And I just basically copied it from a picture I took at a store. And so I didn't really feel that it was fair for me to collect money as my own design because I didn't design it. I just made it a knitting pattern in a couple sizes. So if you are interested in that, you can get that for free from my website. It's the Everywhere hat. This is knit with a couple different yarns held together. I think it's, I don't even remember. But there's definitely a mohair in there. I think there's a mohair and 2 other yarns, but honestly, I don't even really remember. This will probably become a Christmas gift. I don't know. I started another one, and this one's really cool. Oops. This one has really cool colors. Isn't that pretty? It's like yellow and pink. This is some gold from my stash and some gray from my stash. And this is the Dream in Color left over from my Faucet crop. So it's just a couple random colors that I held together, and I have a little bit of mohair in there too. And I'm not worried. Like if I run out of something, I'll just sub in something else. If you're just making a hat to make a hat, you can do whatever you want. That's one good thing about just knitting is you can do whatever you want. I envy you knitters that sometimes because sometimes I just want to do whatever I want. And sometimes I do whatever I want no matter what. Okay, is that all my works in progress? That's all my knitting works in progress. I realized that I don't think I have talked about my Christmas nativity. This pattern, and I'll show you all the parts of it, is half off. It's only $3 on my website through Christmas. So, you know, whenever you want to knit it, go ahead and get it now. This is Mary. Mary is often depicted in blue. This is all scraps. You can use all scraps for this project. It's a worsted weight project. So this is like a DK held with a mohair. This is worsted. And this button, isn't that button just fabulous? I got it from a yarn, like a yarn festival, the Button Lady. It's some kind of cool old-fashioned button. Mary's cloak fastens with a button and a loop. And if you take her cloak off, oh, her hair's not braided. Her hair is knit in garter stitch, like it's curly, in 3 separate pieces. And then you can, and I used to have a little hair tie in there, like a piece of red yarn holding her braid in. So Mary has a braid. And I like that they're faceless, personally. You could put a face on there, but I'm a huge fan of facelessness. That's just something that I like in dolls. It keeps them expressionless at the risk of having an expression you don't want, I guess. So there is Mary. She's very bright. And here is Joseph. And this helps you see the size too. This is how big they are. Now Joseph's cloak just has an I-cord thing here. So I'm going to take his cloak off, and he is bald, but you could knit him hair if you want. You could follow the Mary tutorial down to here and do that if you want. But I did give him a beard. And again, worsted weight, or this is mohair. Both of their cloaks are mohair held with like a sport weight or something. Yeah. And then there's baby Jesus. Let me show you baby Jesus. Here he is wrapped up in his blanket. And this is another, does that help at all? I don't really know if that helps. This is another button from the Button Lady. I don't even know what her name is. She lives around here and she comes to show knitting festivals around here. She has the most amazing button. This is like a wooden button that was, or horn maybe. It's just so pretty. So he has a blanket that is separate from him, and there's directions for button placement and the buttonhole. Baby Jesus is wrapped in swaddling clothes, which is just his body is knit in that color. And their skin tone, I figured first century Jews are probably around that color. I don't know. You can knit them in whatever color you want. They can be any color you want. I used the same yarn, though, for all their skin, because that made sense to me. And I gave him a little I-cord halo. You could give them all halos if you want to. Just for the sake of not going crazy with the knitting, I just did the halo for him. And to wrap him up in his blanket, there are directions for how to do that to make it lay right. You fold it up, just like if you're swaddling a real baby. Oops, the button goes first. And then you can button him in. So I'm showing this not because I finished it recently, it's from last year, but it is a great kind of perennial pattern. Now, at the time that I sold these, I found this at Hobby Lobby, and Hobby Lobby tends to be a little bit pricey. So I had a 50% off coupon, so I think that I paid $20 for this, which is still kind of a lot considering what it is. So if you woodwork or know anybody who does woodworking, that would be a great project for them. Last year I had these on sale, these mangers. My dad made these, and they're sized for baby Jesus. They totally fit him. He was going to make some more this year, but I don't think that he did for whatever reason. But they look super cute. I can put a picture up of them all in their stable. We put them away, obviously, when it's not Christmas time, and then get them out for that, and they sit out with all of our other nativities. Okay, is that all the knitting? That's all the knitting. Instead of doing a knitting fantasies this time, I thought I would talk about a couple patterns that I purchased on Etsy. I went a little nuts for me, which is not very nuts for most people. One pattern that I got is the single layer brown, for some reason. I don't know why it says brown. Single layer brown lightweight jersey beanie with sewn cuff band by, I'm going to try my best, Raza Krumina. It's from 2013. I'm just going to show you the front page. This is basically a chemo cap, okay? Oh, I wrote 3/8 in seam allowance because I couldn't find the seam allowance, and so I just said, I'm going to do 3/8. And so I wrote that down just so I would know. I made two of these. I made this one in black, and they're very roomy. Here is the pattern. Right here. Gosh, sorry, it's so bright. And I graded between the medium large and the small medium based on my head size and based on the fact that I wanted it to be, roomy and comfortable. This one is made from some organic cotton that I got as a remnant from Stitch Sew Shop in Arlington. Yes? No, not quite. Give me a couple more minutes, okay? You're doing a great job. So I got this, it's organic cotton. I got this from Stitch Sew Shop in Arlington, Virginia. It is very, very soft. You can see I've got plenty of room in it, even with my hair. I think it's going to be really comfortable when I don't have any hair. It's very soft. So this pattern I really liked. I want to say, if you want to make a chemo cap, this is a great pattern. It says it's for beginners, and honestly, I think it gives a ridiculous amount of detail. Like, so much you can just scan through 3 pages of directions and skip almost all of it. All it is a front, a back, and the band is a front and a back that's kind of folded up on the inside. I feel like I didn't serge this. I zigzagged it because my serger has a broken needle and I'm too lazy to fix it. Anybody else ever break a needle on your serger and you're like, oh, it's going to take me half an hour to figure out how to replace it? So anyway, this is a very simple pattern. I recommend the pattern. I think it was a very good pattern, but unless you have never sewed anything before, you don't need to really follow the detailed directions. There's too much direction. So I also made this gray one out of some, oh, I like this one, and it's slouchy too. This is some, what's this called? Ponte. I got to make Hudson pants, and I have 2 pairs of Hudson pants out of this fabric. Very soft. It's great. It does not use much fabric. Not sure how much it says, but you can see it's just not very much. This is a great chemo cat pattern. I could probably go down to the small medium size. Here's a fun fact. I always thought my head was huge. Like, I've spent my entire adult life feeling like my head is gigantic. So when I go to buy the wig, she measures me and I go, my head is huge. I'm sure it's gigantic. She goes, no, it's not. I could tell when you came in, you're like a medium, like medium to small. I was like, really? That made me feel good. You know, it's something I don't know why I was self-conscious about feeling like my head was too big. But I think it's because my husband's head is small. And so whenever we're together, my head just looks so big. But anyway, I don't have a big head. Okay, so that is that pattern. I recommend it, but it's got too much information. Even if you are a beginner, like it has directions for hand basting. Don't do that. It's a hat. You don't need to baste it. If you mess it up, throw it away and start over. Like, it's not like we're talking about making, you know, a wool winter coat here or something. So that is my thought on that pattern. The other pattern that I got recently from Etsy, I got that on Etsy, is from Columbus Apparel Studio. And I don't currently have with me all of the pictures. I don't want to show all the directions, but I'm just going to show, this is a bra. Just going to show the finished bra there. So it's like a comfy bra, basically. And I made this out of the black organic cotton because obviously I had a mastectomy and I needed something really soft. Again, Columbus Apparel Studio, if you type in that and soft bra, this pattern will come up. I can't remember. I don't think it has a specific name. It's just called like soft bralette, I think. The pattern is really good. I made the size medium and it fit me really well. I would show you, but it's in the wash. It is very comfortable. The pattern is really good. The original one that I downloaded did not have enough direction. It was the opposite of the hat. It didn't have enough direction. And so I was able to figure it out because I could look at the finished one and, you know, kind of backwards engineer how they did that. So I was able to do it, but I put on the review, like, I just didn't think this was enough direction. And then they said, oh, we have one with pictures. I'm like, great, you should sell that one. Because the one with pictures is much better. It's got a lot more detailed direction in there. So I really liked that a lot. So if you are planning on making a soft bra and you are not a super busty person, I don't know, I feel like that's a whole different thing. People who are very busty have a whole nother set of needs that I don't understand. So if you're like me and you, you know, are just not that chesty or you want something really soft, I definitely recommend that pattern. Very, very good. So also, I have been crocheting, you guys. I don't even know what made me start. I made a couple coasters. I don't even know why I made them. I don't know. Something happened in my brain and all I did was get on YouTube and follow a tutorial and they were so cute. And I made a couple of them and I thought I would make a ton and I didn't because I got bored. It's boring to just make the same thing over and over again for me. I think other people might like it, but I did not. So I had all this cotton yarn that I bought from Knit Picks. I bought their Dishy yarn to make a bunch of coasters that I didn't make. And so I thought, I'm going to make some hats. So this is the hat that I made. Okay. This is the first hat that I have crocheted. To me, it looks a little like a birthday cake. This will fit me better when I don't have hair. So I think it's really cute. It makes me feel like I'm wearing a cake because of the color and the baubles. It is, where's the picture of it? Oh, is it in here maybe? I have a picture of what it's supposed to look like. Gosh, I forget. Okay, I'll have to put it up on the screen because I forget the name of it and I forgot. Oh no, I didn't. Here it is. It's not actually supposed to look like this, but I am just new at it. So if I made a mistake, this is what it's supposed to look like. Okay, so it's a little bit more perfect in terms of the spacing. Like here, there's more space than there is here. And it's just because I messed up, but I'm like, it looks good. I'm happy. I think that that's a great way to approach knitting, is if you make a mistake, but you're okay with it, you should live with it. If you're not okay with it, if it's going to bother you or it's going to look wonky and you're not going to be happy with it, by all means, rip back. But my birthday cake hat that I'm making for chemo can totally look like this, and I'm completely fine with it. So I crocheted this hat. Oh, it is the Isabel hat by the Easy Design. And it has a cute pom-pom. I might put a pom-pom on mine. I haven't decided yet. I also think mine's maybe a little bit taller, which I like a little bit of slouch in a hat. So, you know, you can make it however you want. It was really fun to make. I enjoyed it a lot. So then I decided I wanted to make another one. So I'm back. Sorry, my camera battery died. So I had to plug it in. So if the sound is not quite as good anymore, I apologize for that, but I'm almost done. I just wanted to show you the Remy Crochet Beanie by Ruby Webbs. And this is so cute. I just thought this hat was so pretty. So I bought this one too on Etsy. Basically the way you make these is you crochet the band first, and I did that here too. You crochet this band first, and then you pick up the stitches across the top and you work up the hat. So all I have right now on that is the band. And this is just some yarn I had in my stash, some worsted weight. It's like a woolen spun, so it's really light. I think this will be just as comfortable as the cotton for chemo, because apparently when your hair falls out, your scalp aches. And just knowing the way that I am, I have a feeling my scalp is going to be achy. So I really wanted to have these hats in case the wig wasn't comfortable. I'm here if you have any questions. I get emails every day from wonderful customers who have a question, and I'm always available, you know, and if I don't get back to you right away, I will be back to you within a few days. So that's everything I have to say. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your prayers. Thank you for your Instagram comments, everything. I love you guys so much. Merry Christmas and enjoy your knitting. Bye. Okay, I am here with Charlotte. Oh, that's better.
Okay, where's my narwhal?
Oh, he's right here. Charlotte wanted to show her narwhal. Go ahead.
Her name is Pinky, and she is my favorite. Stop it. And she's my favorite animal ever. You can see her.
She's got a thread on her. Her name is Lily.
It's Pinky.
Oh, Pinky.
And
okay.
This is her horn. It's super bright.
So I knit this a couple years ago, and okay. Can I tell, because they're going to want to know about the yarn because it's so pretty. Can I just tell about the yarn, then you can tell about the narwhal?
Fine.
This is in mauve worsted from Hue Loco. This color is called Sassy Narwhal, and this one is called Banana Legs or Banana something, but it's so cute as the horn. So I was going to publish this pattern, and then I never ended up doing it. What do you think? Do you think I should publish it so other people can make their own narwhals?
No. I only like Nana make one.
You want Nana to make a narwhal?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else? Is there anything else you want to say?
Yeah, a lot more.
Do it.
So, you can see her tail.
Yeah, part of what I didn't like about it was how the tail came out. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Speak.
So, watch what I can do with my eyes. Let me do.
Okay. Thank you, Charlotte.
I'm not done yet.
Do it.
So, you can see that there's kind of blue and pink and orange, and then yellow, pink, blue, and this pretty color.
Very nice.
What I like about it is its eyes are kind of crying.
They're just kind of, hold on, let's see. Can you show the eyes?
Sure.
Yeah, they're just like sleepy eyes. What's the name of the narwhal again?
Pinky.
Pinky.
She's my favorite animal.
Oh, I'm so glad. You have a lot of animals too. Video.
Okay.
Are we videoing? Yes. Okay. Say hi, Charlotte.
Hello.
So now this is what the camera sees. So see how your face isn't really in it? Come closer to me. So sit on my lap.
Oh, I'm kidding.
Okay. Now let's see if